Hello, sorry, I should be talking. I knew there was something I was meant to do. Hello, welcome. There's two of you already. Rob, how you doing? Paul, how are you doing? It's great to see you. How are you keeping? How's that collection of yours going now? Have you calmed down, or are you still right heavy at it? Four of you and one like already. Six. That's great to see you. How you doing? I was even on time this week now. How do you think? What about that? What a change. Now, I've got a couple of topics this week as well, so I'll chat and I'll ask questions on anything as you know. Hello, Benjamin Belkin. How are you? You're very welcome. And this is Benjamin Belkin on here. Ben Belkin, who's the proprietor of Jack Wolf Knives in the comments. And we'll be talking about this, which is a very quick reveal of the newest Jack Wolf knives that I modded, which is being released this week on the 15th. Calm down a bit, Paul. Good to hear. Neil, how are you doing? From Canada, you're very, very welcome here on the Emerald Isle. So I'll tell you, because my friend Ben, who is in the chat, I'm going to start with a big reveal. Once I hit 20 people, I'm going to start with the big reveal. And what it is, the reveal, I got the Jack Wolf Knives newest iteration, which is a Barlow, which was a hidden gem because we didn't know it was coming. And I got it in the natural micarta. Ben just gives random different colors, different cover materials every month to each reviewer. And I got this in the natural micarta. Now, I'm not a great lover of natural micarta. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It just wouldn't be one of my favorite ones. So I decided, hashtag, make it your own, to dye the scales on mine. And I think it's the first time a Jack Wolf knife has been dyed by one of the public. So it came out fantastic. I absolutely love it. We'll go through that process very shortly. I'm going to put these back out again because in my video yesterday, I was pairing this knife up with this new Twisted Assisted. That's him up there. The Twisted Assisted, that's going to be released shortly. The pre-order is open as from yesterday, so you can get this. This is the Twisted Tulip, which I think is an absolutely make it your own. Hashtag make it your own. Yes, Ben. As you know, I forget most things in life daily. But the Twisted Tulip, I think, is a fantastic name. Great little small fifth pocket knife. Fun knife. Yes, it can be. Is it, it's nice. It's easy to flick about back and forwards. It's just a knife you can play with, but it's a serious knife at the same time. This will do me most of my day for what of the cutting I do, boxes, packages, anything. But I'd put this down to compare it as a wedding carry. Isn't that just a beautiful wedding carry? And I didn't know the name of this. I've just got into Swiss Army knives. I couldn't think of the name. And this is the Huntsman. And it's the Huntsman because it has the saw and it has probably the best scissors on it. Lovely big pair of scissors. Really good, useful scissors. So that's what that was yesterday. We'll come back to this later on. Yeah, perfect for the coin pocket. And you can actually use it, or wives, for the bottom of bags. If you're wearing shorts about the house and you still want to have a knife, like I do, it's just cracking. Really retentive little clip. It might be even too tight. It might need for your pockets, but you can loosen that. It's just a bent clip, so you'll be able to do that. We'll talk about that a bit later. So anyway, let's talk about the reveal. And I brought this wee mat out for the reveal. I was, as you know, you've seen the video, my release video, and I sanded down the corners because they're a wee bit sharp for my delicate little hands. I really am a big girl in real life too. But this is the reveal of the knife after I writ dyed it. From the natural micarta, I put a racing red on it. Now, I didn't leave this in for a long time. I'm going to bring it up close to you. These lights are probably not doing this justice, but I just absolutely love it. And it has made this knife mine. Just taking off the wee edges, and let's be honest, look, you would hardly know I'd done it. But when I bring it up closer, you can see the wee edges are just turned over. But it doesn't affect the look of the knife. It still looks square and coffin-shaped. But let me tell you, we've been talking in reviews about how well made these knives are, how each scale is made for this particular knife. It's numbered on the inside. The knives are all numbered. I have taken these off twice now and put them back on again. I'll have to say the torque screws, although they look shallow, are absolutely tight and great. Now, I use wee habits. It's what I realise. Noel, hello, how are you doing? Um, but this was racing red on top of the natural, and it came out really good. It's come out really evenly, but you can still see the grain. It hasn't taken away that grain. It's very hard to capture it, but I just think the colour is fantastic. Really, really love it. It's a bit darker than what you're seeing here. I haven't got all my lights on because at the side I may have all my knives boxes open so I can get whatever you want. But that came absolutely, look at this knife. Oh, listen. They don't change. It's just every time so thin behind the edge. It is scary. So thin. Great work knife. Absolutely fantastic. And although this is thin behind the edge, it's not that delicate that it's going to stop you doing any work. Absolutely love it. So, Norman, how you doing? Nice to see you here. So, this is the thing. I'm getting a bit tired. For so long people can talk about price. We're into the third knife being released. It should have been four, but things went a wee bit awry. But this is I don't want to talk about price anymore. I am fully behind the price for this knife. It has to be that price. And not just because Ben's here. This is a fantastically well-made knife, precision-made knife. A lot of hand finishing goes on in it. The grinds of that blade are just perfect. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. We know what the price are. That's it. If you want one of these, that you're going to get your money's worth without a shadow of a doubt. You're going to get your money's worth. And I know not everybody can, but I can't afford a Rolls Royce, so I don't have one. And I'm not sorry I don't. So this is for, if you can afford a knife at this price, buy it. Save up. If you want to get a high-end knife, this is a high-end knife. But I want to take the fear out of it because these are, yes, they're heirloom quality, but when you get a micarta knife, for me, that's for work. And I'm going to use this for work, as I'm already doing with this green micarta one. And you can see that it's starting to take my filth signature on the knife. I'm going to use them, but making it your own really brings you into a friendship with a knife, in my opinion. It just brings that friendship. It's yours. You've done something to it. A couple of wee sandings and a writ dye, but it's mine now. It's mine, and it's the first one that's been writ dyed. So I'm more than happy. Make your knife your own, and we do it with all knives, especially our less expensive ones. We'll do it all the time. But I feel even though that this is an expensive knife, I wanted to make it my own. You don't need to if you don't have to, but I did, and it's done. So I'm really pleased, and I think Ben likes it anyway. So this is being released on Friday, and in the UK, Framar Knives is where it's released from. This is this lovely company here. Frank and Andrew, father and son, mamas and papa shops, like I tell you. And I know I keep repeating it, but there's a lot of people haven't seen it yet. So Framar Knives, this is going to be released on the 15th at 1900, 7 o'clock p.m. to the public all around the world at that time. So they're not being released beforehand, and we have more knives coming to Framar Knives this time than we've had before. So you have more chance of getting one. I know they sell out quickly, but this time you have double the chance of getting one, which is fantastic. Really, really glad to see that. And Frank and Andrew will sort you out, and they're so professional, but so friendly. They're lovely. So get to Framar Knives, 1900. If you can't make it, get your wife, get your sons, get your daughters, get them there and get your knife, and don't be disappointed, because let me tell you, this knife is stunning, stunning. So there we go. I'll put a video up on Wednesday as well, just to remind you, Wednesday afternoon, so that you can remember to do it. I'm actually going to a fair on Wednesday, so I'll pre-record the video on Tuesday and put it up just to remind you. Now, what else am I going to... I'll leave that up there for people who come in. Too many emojis. Stop or leave the chat. I don't know what that means. James Wong. No, I can't see it. Don't know. But what are you got in your pocket this week? What's been your favourite carry this week? Out of all the knives you carried from last Sunday to this Sunday, what's been your favourite? And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, this has definitely been my favourite. Definitely. Well, I haven't had it out of my hand. That's spamming. I don't know what that is. Great looking knife. I don't have host. Stay in your lane, guy. Let the chat work itself out. Yeah, don't argue over chat. As long as it's not rude or you're not insulting anybody, I'm happy for you to chat amongst yourselves. If you want to use emojis, just use them. I don't see them, so I have no idea. I don't follow emojis. I have no idea what they are. So what are we going to talk about this week? I'm going to talk about this knife. I'm going to get the business side of the meeting out of the way. This one's for release on the 15th. This one is on release now. Went live yesterday. If you buy it between now and the 13th, you get it for £49, which is £10 cheaper than what it will be when it's gone. When I've gone through the what. So this is £49, and I know it's a small knife, but it doesn't take any less design skill to make this nice. It doesn't take any less professional knife makers to put together something this small that works so well. Paddy, what kind of dye are you talking about? It's RIT dye. It's the same as you would use. I don't know, well, I was a 60s child, 70s child, so RIT dye you used to use for doing your shirts, and you used to screw them up and put them in the RIT dye and get your multicolored shirts. The synthetic one is the one you want. There's two types, but you want the synthetic. You can buy it on Amazon. It's not very dear. Me with knives, how you doing? It's dye more RIT. If you just go on the Amazon and type in RIT dye, RIT, and this one that I used was Racing Red, but the blue is fantastic. I love it. And if I get another one of those knives in the future, I will be doing a blue on it as well. So there we go. It's great. But please remember the synthetic. Write that down. Out of all the things, write that down. That's the best one for it. And look, all I do is fill a little bit of water. I put about 2 inches of water in a pan. I pour a good glub of it in, and I call it a glub because I don't measure it all out. What I do is when I put them in, I don't leave them in for any great length of time. I stir them around the pot so you're getting it all around the covers. And yes, please take the covers off before you put it in the pot. And you bring the water to a simmer and just let it simmer. Throw them in, stir it around, and take them out, set it on dry on paper cloth or a paper towel, I should say, and I see what the colour's like. And if it needs to go a bit darker, I throw it back in again for literally about a minute to 2 minutes, and then I'll take it out and check it. You can always go deeper, but you can't go back lighter. So always start off and keep it where you... And because these scales were a tan colour, I chose the Racing Red because I knew it wouldn't come out bright red. The tan in the scales that's already there would dye it down a wee bit towards like this colour, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, yes, this is at Twisted Assisted. Go over to their site, either their website and I'll put all these websites down below for you to go to. Check out these. They come in so many different colours, and they'll be doing brass, copper, the whole lot. It's absolutely fantastic. So get that now. You get £10 off. And then after the 13th of July, it goes up to $54.99 until the end of August. Till the beginning. What am I doing? Hang on. Yes, to the beginning of August, the 1st of August. Very complicated for an Irishman. The 1st of August, it goes up to $59.99, which will be its settling price after that. So that's that. I also have another knife to review. It's coming very shortly. I had 3 really lovely knives and all different, which is great for my channel. I like the difference. This is the Who knives. Who knives here. It's a Scottish fella who started his company up about a year ago. Maybe a bit longer now. I don't know. And I got one of his first knives, and this is an upgraded and an updated version of the first one I got. I got one of his very first knives. This is in stonewash, blade and titanium. The stonewash is absolutely fantastic. There you go. Really, really fun. It comes with satin blades as well, but this is the one I got. Absolutely stunning stonewash all the way around. This is a metal clip, great retention, and better than the original one. The fitting at the back of it is much better. Let me just get a wee torch here and see if we can get that light a bit better on it. There we go. Come on, torchy. There we go. There was a little problem with this screw at the back here. It's been solved. Absolutely perfect. This knife, it's a double detent. Again, no locking. UK friendly. It is right up the hey diddle diddle. Let me get it around. There you go. Right up the hey diddle diddle. An absolutely beautiful knife. And look, there's M390 on this. Titanium. And he's bringing these in at £135, which I think for M390 titanium, a flip knife, which is legal in the UK, still at the moment, it's legal. Look at that. It's just a fidget. Absolutely as much fun as that. Beautiful knife. So these are available now, and you can go on. And what I have arranged with them, we have a deal for Paddy's potato peelers. This knife, if you buy it, if you go on now and buy it, there's a code now, and it's Paddy's 2022. And it's small. Paddy's is all small, and 2022. You will get £7.50 off this knife. Now, we're trying to extend that to some other products on his site, but just for today, you will get £7.50 off this knife. Now, because the knives went up a wee bit from the original ones, everybody's had to put their knives up. It's expensive. Ach, William, thank you so much. Thank you very much, William. That's lovely. That £5 will do. Absolutely great for the channel. Thank you very much. So this is a fantastic offer, and the review of this will probably be up on Monday or Tuesday. I'll do the review, maybe Tuesday. But an absolutely cracking knife. If you've never seen them, an absolutely super buy for that price. I think it's fantastic to keep it. So the £7.50 might not sound a lot, but his budget, he does not have a lot of money to spare on what he's handing out for this knife. So £7.50 is a great offer, and it cuts away the money that's sort of had to be put up by. So thank you very much to Carl. Couldn't think of his name. He has his name there, Carl Pearson. So that's Who Knives. Get over there. Details will be down below. Killen, how are you doing? I just seen your name flash by there. And the super chat that I just said thank you for, that's down below. If you would like to, it's just money that will go to the channel. It helps for giveaways. It helps for postage, especially because most of my giveaways are worldwide. So please, if you can help, you can help. If you can't, please don't worry about it at all. And I'm not going to mention it again. Thank you very much. Now, let's just clear the way a wee bit. What I was going to talk about today, let me catch up with some of these. Killian, gone again. Gone again. Let me just see when it comes up on the chat. 32 of you here. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Killian. I love the lion steel. No, that's not. Oh, no. Oh, by jiggers. Oh, beds in that is not a lion steel. That is a Jack Wolf Knives, which is a different kettle of fish. Honestly, lion steel, there's nothing wrong with them. Lovely, lovely knives, but this is a higher class. Genuinely is a higher class. Some of the same materials like M390 and titanium, and this one is in. This one's not in metal. Ben, thank you very much. Absolutely no need. Stephen, block James Wong. He's running your stream. James, I don't know how to do James Wong. I don't know how to block. How do I block? Can anybody help me to block? I have no idea. I have no idea how to block somebody on it. If anybody can help me, please do that, and I'll do it. I'll have a look over here. Enable like, no. Don't know, right. Live chat, no. Top chat. Oh, I don't know how to do this. That's the first time I've ever had that in this channel. Very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. So Farley. Click on his name and block it. Right. What was his name again? Oh, for goodness sake, that's ridiculous. Never had this. Sorry, I'm just going to take this off here. See if I can get his name. Was it Wong, wasn't it? Sorry, this might take a wee minute or two. Where is it? Let me get to him. James Wong. Remove. Hide user in this channel. There we go. There we go. It's gone now. Thank you very much for that. I didn't even know how to do that. It's the first time I've ever had that. First time I've ever had it. So, oh. Now, there we go. And Bill Dub Farley. Oh no. Who's Bill Dub Farley? Right, I'll do that. Remove. There we go. Oh, hang on. Didn't do that right. Sorry, folks. This is very annoying for you, I know. I've seen it on other channels, but I've just never had it. I think that's it. Hide user in this channel. There we go. Right, that should be that, hopefully. Sorry. And Mr. Knife Delights here, Rhino's here. You're so welcome. I just get my wee. Oh. Yes, sorry, this is a knife. There's a review up on my channel on this knife, Jack Wolf Knives. I done it. Was it yesterday or the day before? But go and have a look at this. There'll be another review coming out this week on this knife. So, Rhino, hello. You can make a trusted person an administrator, and they can stop spammers you carry. I'll talk to you afterwards, because I would need to be told what to do. Blessed me. I am not technically minded. But there we go. Right. What was I going to talk about this week? How do you fancy talking about knife steel? And I don't mean an in-depth conversation. What I'm going to do is show you the steels that I use and why I use them. Let's start on the top one. M390. 20 CV. They're about the same make. That's the highest steel I've got. I definitely don't need any higher. Will I have higher? I might do. But these are knives. These are my top-end, high-end knives that if I had to go into battle, I would take these with me because of the longevity of the blade. The blade steel lasts a long while. It's pretty rust resistant, and it's a tough enough steel for most jobs that you're going to want with a smaller knife. So I love these 20 CV M390, but they're only as good as their heat treat, and the blade geometry dictates on what they'll use for. This is a finer blade, so it's not going to be as tough as this Hinderer, which is a lot thicker behind the edge. So this is going to be tougher on cuts. But for small pocket knives, I never need them to be any tougher than this. Either one. I have bigger knives that I would use for difficult tasks. So let's set that over there and that over there. The drop now is down to my favourite steel. If I was to pick a steel that I'm going to use every day, that's it. There it is. This just happens to be a knife with it. It's 30 CV, S30V. I am a dimwit. And that's threw me with that thing in the channel. So, S30V is one of my favourite steels of all time. Its last retention is fine. It doesn't rust that easily. And it's just an all-round easy knife to strop and sharpen. And that makes it a big deal. Just love S30V, one of my favourite steels. But then when I get down into my smaller knives and pocket knives, what do I like in my pocket knives? Well, probably 8CR13. And I know people in there are going to say, oh, tut, Paddy, that's a terrible steel. Alphabet steel. Let me tell you, I'm going to take this out of the way. Alphabet steel or not, this is a fantastic steel for an EDC knife, which we don't tend to overuse, which I love because it's easy stropped, especially if you're out in the field. It strops back even in a pair of jeans. It's just good steel for EDC. You don't need a super steel. I don't. Yes, I have them and I like having them, but you don't need them. And for people who are coming around, don't feel this need to rush all the way up to these very high end steels. Learn about all the steels and start from 8CR13s. Let's be honest with you, right? Let's be honest. Here's a knife, one of the best selling knives in the world. This is Victorinox. Well, this is a banger. But Victorinox knives, known throughout the world, the most recognized knife, I think. It's a very, very softish sort of steel. It doesn't last a long time. But yet this sells more than any other knife. Any other knife. They just make them in the bucket. People use them because most people are just doing small cuts throughout their day. They might be doing multiple, but they're usually just small cuts, a box or something. These blades will do that. So 8CR13 is way above them. Now, the next sort of steel that I like in budget steels is, where is it now? Oh, there it is, yes. 440C. I hear people saying out there, 440C, Paddy, that's an old steel. Yes, it is. And it was a steel made for cutlery, and it was one of the best in its time. But that didn't change just because we got more modern steels. This is GEC. This is a modern GEC. Only got this, I think it was last year. Was it 21 or 22? Yeah, 21. This is in 440C. Absolutely fantastic. I've never dulled it in my daily use because I don't hard use. But I love 440C in a blade. Absolutely stunning. Sharpens easily. Takes a wicked edge. So does 8CR13. 440C I love. Lasts a little bit longer than 8CR13. And again, depending on heat treat, depending on geometry, and depending on what work you're doing with a knife. There's so many things that make it last. But when I say it does me for my day, that means for my EDC, which is boxes, tape, opening a steak package, opening anything that's just around the house. I'm not breaking zip ties, but I could. But you know what I mean? That's not what I do on a regular basis. So 440C, one of my favorite stainless steels. Love it, easy to sharpen. And another one that when I first came around, I took a while to warm to, VG10. But what a fantastic steel. It just sharpens easy. It takes a really wicked edge and it holds it for a reasonable amount of time, i.e. my day, which is never hard use. The harder use was these ones in the beginning. If you're going to use a blade really often and through more difficult medium like lots of cardboards, 20CV is what you want. VG10 is fantastic. Spyderco are still using it, and they've used it and championed it for years because it just works. That's all it does is works. So is there anything anybody would like to say about steels? You've all gone very quiet. I hope you haven't all been ambushed there. So I'd love to hear what you think of steels. What's your favourite everyday use steel? Another one of mine is 1095 carbon steel, O1 tool steel, Oz 8. They're steels that I love using because the simple thing is they're easy to sharpen. And that's it. That's the most positive thing you can say. They're easy to sharpen. And if you've gone through these and you want to go up one, don't go right up to the very top. S30V. This is a fantastic steel. I really do love it. It's just an all-rounder. It's good at everything. A little bit good at everything. Not fantastic at some of them. But I really do love it for retention as well. And Benchmade do a super job of it. So there's my favourite budget steels. What's yours? Is there one that I've missed out that I haven't? I don't think there's one that I really sort of have that I don't. And of course, I got Victorinox. Victorinox are smashing. Have I put the chat off? What have I done with the chat? Oh, gosh. I don't know what I've done, boys. I'm so bad. I lost it. I found Boker Ends tonight to take a long time to sharpen. Yeah, sometimes a lot of people find different steels different to sharpen. But the more budget steels, they're not hard to sharpen. Favorite British steels 440C. Yeah, 440C is just, I just think it's a great all-rounder. The Ganzos had them. All my earlier knives had them. The Oz 8, I have lots of Oz 8 knives still left, which I don't have to have, but I like. The K-Bar Dozier, I love this. The CRKT, what the hell is this? Homefront, another super big work knife in Oz 8, easy to sharpen. Again, everything goes back to that easy to sharpen. And when I mean easy to sharpen, all you have to do to keep your blade sharp all day is carry that. This little 10-pound slips in your pockets like a pen, and it'll sharpen any one of them, including this. It'll bring, now it won't sharpen it from dull, but just to keep it sharpened. This is it. That's all you need. You can go fancy if you like, and if you want all the other, you can have it. I have lots of 5CR15 sharpened easy, but can't hold an edge. Yeah, Rhino. And there's still a lot of knives being made in 5CR15. I have no experience, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to use it, blunt it, and sharpen it live, just to see, because that's below what I normally go for. 8CR13. I don't know what the difference is with a 5CR, but I'm going to do that, and we'll do it in the channel and just see what it's like so that we know, because knowledge is power. RJ's Knives, how you doing? Lovely to see you. Johnny 5 EDC, my favourite steels are non-stainless tools like K390. I haven't had K390 yet. I would love to have it. The 01 tool steel I have and the 1095, that's mostly what I use. But I'd love to try K390. Knife Delights, hello. LC200 is absolutely smashing. I think it's a super. I have had that. It's a lovely steel, great steel. Me with knives. How are you? You're more than welcome. No need for exotic pricey steel for EDC. I enjoy coffee and sharpening, gets rid of stress. Neil, isn't that just the truth? Never mind the sharpening, even stropping my knife, I get pleasure at the end of the day. I just sit and, like, if I've used a knife, even to open one package, I'll give it a wee quick sharpen. American made, Paddy, all is really good with me. You're very, very welcome to the channel. We're just talking about steels at the minute, and these are my budget steels. Howdy, Paddy. Good to hear. About to start the lawn. Love my budget 440C. Byron, I'm with you there. And if you followed me, you know I still some of my favourite knives. There's my Ganzo, my PM2 lookalike Ganzo with an axis lock. But one of my favourite knives. I find this more comfortable to use than the Spyderco version, and I like the steel better. It's just absolutely, the steel is absolutely fantastic. So yes, I agree with that. Right, folks, come on, give me some questions. Give us a wee question. I have all my knives here that I've got down the caravan. They're all out in front of me, and I can show you what they're. Any knife that you want to see or talk about. I stopped 4 videos and it's good to go. That's the thing. If you carry one of these little Victorinox sharpeners, you can bring back an edge. CPM 150 sure is an absolute fantastic steel. But as far as I know, isn't it just a sort of an upgrade on 440C? Metallurgy-wise, there's not that much difference. I love the steel to sharpen. As you said, it takes a wicked edge, but it also takes a lovely mirrored edge, if that's the sort of thing. I don't do a lot of mirrored edges. I sort of have on my... Do you know why this knife is mirrored? I've never done it on a high-end sharpening. This is stropping after I've sharpened it, and I've got a lovely mirrored edge in this 20 CV. It was a stropping that gave it this. I took it down to about 1,000 grit, but then I strop it so often. Even when I take it out just for fun to look at, I'll give it a wee strop because it's a knife I love to see a mirrored edge on. Neil, I keep up with most of my blades, just a strop. Yeah, definitely. I'm the same with you. Some D2 is easy. Yeah, it's funny. And it must be to do with heat treat. Again, I'm not a metallurgist. I like things for mostly their simplicity and their ease of sharpening. That's it. I mean, that's it. I don't need to go any further than that. I don't need this. I could live the rest of my life with 8CR13. That's the truth. It would do me. But the nice thing is we have choice and we can learn. And I've enjoyed the processes of learning as much as I want to learn, not as much as everybody else wants me to learn, but just enough that it does me and I can talk comfortably enough about these steels because I've used them for so long. I love D2. China D2 is one of those hit and miss, but recently a lot of China D2 is pretty good, I'm afraid. It is just pretty good. But you take what do you call the fellow that makes the big heavy duty knives? He's come down, he makes smaller ones now. Very controversial man. Yes, I love the Dozier, and a lot of people don't because they don't like Oz 8. I like Oz 8. Oh, what do you call the fellow that makes them big, heavy, chunky knives? Medford. Thank you, William. Medford has been using D2 from the beginning, still uses it. And I mean, I've had one of his knives, and the D2 is fantastic. It really does hold a good edge. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, it really holds a good edge. So the way a steel is treated and made and cared for, it's like anything else. If you put the time and effort into a steel, it does just, it's like looking after anything you're making. And the more you want something to be a success, like Ben has done with this, and his M390 and this is fantastic. I've used it on wood, even the very thin ones I've used on wood. This is to get the wood test, but this will fly through it. I know it will. I just love this for work. And I wonder if Ben, there's a question if he's still there. Ben, would you call this a sheep's foot or a ram's foot? Now, I know you've called it a sheep's foot, but I just wondered, I know there's that lap over in there, and sheep's foot, I could see why you would call it that because everybody knows a sheep's foot, but ram's foot is only something that's really been used more and more this last maybe 2 years. I'd just be interested in your take on it. When I looked at it, the first thing I thought was ram's foot, but that's me. If Ben's here, maybe he'd answer that. I don't know. So, yeah, look, M390, does anybody really need it for EDC? No, if you're hard use, yes. And hard use EDC, yes. But having it in your collection, is that a good thing? Absolutely. If I want to go and cut the carpet up in my house, this is the sort of knife I'm going to lift and do it with. Because that's what it's built for. It's slicing, and it'll slice through anything. In the 80s, 440C was top of the bill. Yeah, absolutely. And they don't just become bad knives overnight. They really just, that's impossible. You don't get a bad knife overnight. So I think we have to, sometimes this wave that comes in the knife community, something comes out and then everybody has to have it. Like these new higher end steels. Most of the people that are buying, now this is my opinion, most of the people that are buying these new super high end steels, now I'm not talking about M3, I'm talking about beyond M390. They don't really use their knives. I went with sheep's foot. I don't think it's wrong to call it ram's. No, I agree with you. I can understand why you called it a sheep's foot because most people know about it. Like I say, ram's foot has never been or has not been used that much. Only this last sort of maybe 2 years, the ram's foot blade's becoming more popular as more and more people get into slip joints. And this is it. The more and more people get in, Magna Cut is a new wonder steel. Blade Banter, how you doing? Look, it's so nice to see you. Yes, Magna Cut, and I would love to get it one day, but at the minute, I would love to get it. No, that's it. That's it, because they haven't claimed it's the super steel. They've claimed that the main 3 points in steel, which is edge retention, toughness, and stainless, it's good at all 3 of them, which is very, very rare. So yes, I would like one for that, much like the M390, to have in my collection and to use. Magna Cut, LOL, it's way worse than Maximate. Oh, you mean for retention? Yeah, but I think that's why I like it more. I've never had a Maximate. I do not need, it doesn't take a slicey edge, I don't think, from what I could see. So I don't need it. It's not something I wanted. But Magna Cut has things about it that I'm really interested in. Got her in. Knife Delights, thank you so much for stopping in. I so appreciate it. Take care, my friend. Look forward to your next video. I'm going to have a wee drink here. Questions, please. Give me some questions. I can't believe we've 30 odd or 40 odd shy people. Justin, it's the same with all events as tech. It's just nice to have new, shiny stuff, but old stuff. Exactly, Justin. That's right. It is nice to have the new shiny and to try it. I mean, a couple of years ago, this M390 was just out of this world. And it is. It just is. Do you know what I mean? But in 10 years' time, this will not be the top of the tree. There'll be much better ones. Or whatever they deem as better will hit them, and then everybody will run with it. Maximate and sort of, well, Maximate's dying away now. You don't hear that much of it. But the Magna Cut, it'll not last forever. Something else will come along that lasts a bit longer in retention, or there'll be something about it. I would really like to tackle a Bexar in Magna Cut. Absolutely. I want to tackle the Bexar just to see what it's like. It seems so thin that it wouldn't be particularly comfortable for extended use. Now, again, you can say, yes, it's an EDC blade, and I agree with you. But I also like to have a knife that if I needed to, will do the things. Again, that's why the higher end steels are great for that. You know, if it's going to be your only knife, which it never is with me, you know, I'll have the M390, I'll have an 01 or a 1095. You know, I'll have both of them with me at any given day. So, and the 1095 gets used most because it strops up easier than having to do the M390. But this lasts longer, which means it needs less sharpening for my rotation. Anybody else? Ben, Stephen, do you carry your knives in a pocket slip, belt sheath, or loose in the pocket? Ben, my good knives, 99 times out of 100, I'll put it in a slip. Well, definitely, because I actually had this when I found a young lad had made me this a while ago, and look at that. It's not an absolutely outstanding slip, but it fits this knife just beautifully. And it color matches it. I love to color coordinate. I know that's girly to a lot of people, but I'm sorry if you're a girl. I didn't mean that as a slur. I don't know why I said it. But yeah, I like to use a slip for my pocket knives. But now, the likes of this and even my bokers, I will drop into my pocket. My more basic knives, which I use an awful lot as a secondary knife. This is an Arthur Wright. It's just in 01 tool steel, by the way. But I mean, this goes into the bottom of my pocket most of the time. Well, you can see that. So yeah, if they're expensive, it's like anything. I'm not that well off. I'm comfortable. But when for these sort of knives, I like to keep as good as I can. It doesn't stop me using them, but I like to keep them as good as I can. I'm not really good in bench slips. I have a lovely Leatherman here, and I bought it 3 or 4 months ago. I use it regularly, but I never go out with it on my belt. It's not that it's heavy, because when you put it in your belt, it dissipates the weight, so you don't know it's there. But I'd rather just carry this with me if I was going somewhere. Now, if I'm going out to do a job, say in the car, and I know I'm going to need this a lot, I'll maybe put it in the belt slip, but I haven't yet. If that answers your question. RJ, sorry, I missed that one. Always keeps drops at home. Oh, I couldn't tell you how many. Where I'm sitting now, I reckon I would have 3 strops within range. That's what I'm like with stropping. I have so many. Here's a strop. Oh, where are my other ones now? One strop there. Oh, I'm going to have to stand. No, I'm not going to stand up. I've got little cupboards just above there, and I know there's at least 2. Oh, I'll just do it. People think I waffle. Here's one of my little favourite strops for down my room, and it's this wee thing. I just stuck 2 bits of leather on a bit of wood. One had diamond paste on it, and the other had this is diamond paste, and this one had just compound. But I use this constantly. Look, you can see it's shining. It really needs to be topped up with something. But sometimes when you've used your leather for a long while, I don't even need to put paste on it because I strop so regular. Even when it gets shiny like that, it brings my blades up. Because I do it so regular. I hate a dull knife. I genuinely hate a dull knife. Even if it's not a knife that I'm going to use regular, I just do not like a dull knife. I have another one somewhere hidden and I can't see it. But yeah, I'll always have strops around me. I have two up in the front room. I have wee diamond stones up there. I have ceramic stones. If I'm sitting at night and I'll use any recommendations for slip makers. Whereabouts do you live? That's the important thing. Lefty EDC, what about you, big lad? How are you? Welcome over to the real world, where real knives are the premium. None of these flicky, fidgety things over here. Although, you might like this one. Actually, you might do it. It's a flipper, which I know it's the only one on it. But this is a slip joint. Titanium M390, double detent, which is fantastic. Blade length is about just under 3 inches, so it's legal in the UK. But this is beautiful. Look at that. Dead nuts right up the centre. Beautiful deep carry, over deep carry pocket clip. £135. What do you think of that? There's a modern man that likes his modern knives. Yeah, it really is. It just as a slip joint, it's an absolutely fantastic knife if you ever needed that, which you probably don't, because you lucky Americans have very, very normal laws. Maybe your government just trusts you more than ours does us. Kuto, hello from France. And Kuto's on here. I've been following Kuto, but he speaks French. I don't know whether he does speak English at all. But I can't work out on my phone. I've even had my kids try to. I cannot get Kutos to transfer to English, so I can't even read the subtitles. So if anybody... Oh, sorry, Paul H. Yes, Lefty. It's $7.50 off the Who knives at the moment using Paddy's 2022. What else have I got to say? Lefty, what do you think of my dye job on my Jack Wolf knives? I don't know whether you like. This was the natural colour, and I've done it with racing red, and I think it came out absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love it. So, come on then, give us a question. Give us a question. I'm running out of waffle. We'll go for about another 10 minutes. Copy and paste to Google Translate. Copy and paste into Google Translate. It works for me. If I get a comment, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know whether I got that wrong. David, in my other phone, all I done was hit a wee CC. It was a button with a CC on it, and it just changed it automatically to English. But I can't find it on this phone. I want to be able to watch it all. Thanks, Byron. I'm really pleased. For French, yeah. I want to be able to just watch all his and get the words up, because he seems like a really nice man. I like his Occantani South. I have no idea. I got kicked out of my French class on the first day and was never allowed back into it again. That was when I was about... What age was I then? About 11 or 12. This will give you a hint of what my school life was like. I told the teacher, somebody said, walk in and tell the teacher, ferme la bouche. And Paddy, being Paddy, just couldn't resist the dare. Walked up to her face, said it to her face, no idea what it meant. But I knew it was bad. So she kicked me out and wouldn't let me back in again. So I never done French again. Do you have the armored knives in your collection? I have a broken one. I got it from my friend Dan over at Etsy. One of the blade is broken, but it was nice. It's a bigger knife than I thought it was going to be. But yes, I have it. I'm not sure where I have it right at this moment. It's in a bag with other broken knives, and I redone my office the other day, and I've sort of moved some things about that I can't find yet again. Just nothing unusual. This is like a very small little bedroom at the back of the caravan, but it's fantastic to do this. Yeah, I realised that after my mates all told me, yeah. But I was just a bad, cheeky little brat then, and never got to do French again. She didn't like me after that for some reason. And I don't advise any children to do that. It's just rude and very, very childish. Right, come on ahead there, boys. You must have something. Right, tell me that grill knives. I'm really interested because my grill knife has always been the one knife. It's been this. When it came around, this is what I wanted. Can you open the Victorinox and give a look? I certainly can, sir, and I'll do it with pleasure. Here it is. This is the Huntsman in white, and it's got blue, a little bit of blue writing. This is advertising standard. They used to make staples, if I remember. But I put a wee blue Victorinox thing on it. It's got the scale tools. It's got the wine bottle opener. It has the shopping bag carrier. And it has the punch. That's with the sewing needle all. So on the front, you have your opening tools, your cap lifter and flathead screwdriver, your can opener and your 2D screwdriver. Hello, Carl. How are you doing? Your knife got its first airing today. Carl Pearson, that's the designer of the Who Knives, is in the chat. My gosh, we've got some of the famous here. We've got Carl, we've got Ben Belkin. Love it. And Lefty EDC, famed for his openness and candour. And he might be just a wee bit picky. You've also got the most beautiful set of scissors. You have the renowned saw, which is, if you've never tried one of these, it is fantastic. Really, really good. And you have a small pen blade, and you have the large pen blade, or whatever, spear, whatever you want to call that, master spear. So it's a really compact little knife with plenty of tools that you use. I would do without this. And if I get one of my friends, they'll put a Phillips head screwdriver on here. Someone asked about case knives, and do you think their quality is gone up or down? Well, let me tell you this. Since I've come around, case knives quality has been up and down. And that's the honest. I'm not around a super amount of time, but I'm going to tell you. There's my case knives. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 is 12. I have 12 case knives. Sorry, that's a lie. I also have the number 13, the Baker dozen, which is my Tony Bowes really special case knife. A couple of £100 worth of case here. All these knives are absolutely fine. One has a chip in the wood, but I bought it with that on it. But as far as fit and finish goes, I have managed to get, by hook or by crook, and I buy them off people I know or dealers that I know who won't rip me off, because I do not like big open gaps in the back. So, and friends have sold me theirs, and they've shown me plenty of pictures. Always ask to see pictures of your knife if you're buying it off Etsy or whatever. Ask for more pictures and make sure. And with case, because I don't know of anywhere in Northern Ireland where I can walk into a shop and buy a case knife. I can buy Victorinox in some of the more unusual shops, but that's about the only thing. But I've managed to get these by gifts. People have, I've bought off friends, I've bought off the internet with people that I know. So I love my case, but I've had a few crackers in the early days that were absolutely terrible. But you just have to, due diligence is not what I used to say as a policeman. I was a naval policeman, by the way. Due diligence, you must do your own due diligence when you're buying it, because it's very easy to get caught out. Absolutely easy to get caught out. Sorry, I went on a wee bit there. Just a little picky, they say. Yes, a little. I was actually watching your recent live one you done last night at about 4 o'clock in the morning, which was very entertaining, I must add. Very entertaining. And I sometimes don't just watch YouTube videos, knife channels for what they've got on their channel. I do love personalities. I know I'm a bit dull, but people like Lefty are just personalities that I love listening to, and the crack is always good. He doesn't take himself too seriously. How many Victorinox do you have now? Oh, stop it. 30 odd. 30 odd in about 2 months. Yes, I am a bit addictive when I start to collect something. My bad. Look, folks, I'm going to head on now, unless you've got any questions. A couple of minutes, if anybody's got a last question. Thank you so much to Ben for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Carl for dropping in. Have a look back. We give your knife a bit of a run out there today. There'll be a review either Monday or Tuesday as soon as I get it up. Now, Spyderco is always going into super steels. Yeah, but Spyderco's good. They're good at doing that because they do the heat treat right. They do their quality control is good on steels. Their heat treat and the geometries are always pretty good. And Spyderco, I applaud them for that. But you know, I'm not against the high-end super steels. It's just I don't need them that much. And I drive a Hyundai. That shows you I've no taste, I've no class. I just take what's there for the money. Victorinox are super different, great knives. And they say they're cheap. They're cheap until you buy 30, maybe 40 knives in 2 months. They're not that cheap then. So I'm on a chillax. I'm not buying very much at all at the minute. But I've plenty here to play with. Plenty to play with. Look, take care. To those who done the super chat, I really appreciate it. It helps with postage. It helps with everything. And thank you so much for dropping by. Don't remember the knives that are available that are out this week. I will, once this goes up on YouTube, I'll put in the details of who knives, twisted assisted, and frame R knives for the Jack Wolf knives. All right, take care. Thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed your company. Bye now. All the best. Justin, bye-bye, mate. Take care. Now, I've got found a wee XE button. Here it is. Williams Knife Life. Take care, my friend. Get some videos up, you. Kudo. Kudo, well done. Kaelin, thank you very much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Now, I'm gone now.